Is it a bit better? There we go. 1, 2, or 1, 2. There we go. Hello everyone, it's Matt here, and this is just a quick update on the current status of the brick model railroad cars. Now, obviously I should add a bit of a disclaimer that the footage I filmed was actually back on Monday. Now obviously since Monday we've had the bricklink orders arrive, and a few other bits and pieces. I'm about to do some work on them to get them to a better state than they are now. And the other major thing is that I've been able to move a good portion of buildings and cars off the shelf that the BMR cars had and move them elsewhere. I've been able to put some stuff into boxes that are going to go down to the shed for storage. So you can see the shelf just behind me, and it will look a lot different in the actual video, in the actual footage I filmed on Monday. So obviously take note that things are a little old. The flat car especially was built and I've built as much as possible in the correct colour, and then obviously I've had to substitute other parts. So enjoy the footage. And we're going to start at the backmost layer. So there's a couple of layers on this shelf, and this is the rearmost one. And in front of you is the lug box car. And obviously this is missing these pieces because they've been sent off to print by Brick Sanity. So once they're back, the roof can get taken off, they can be put in, the final transfers added, and that's the decoration done. In terms of actual parts missing, the handrails, like the sort of footsteps, if you like, here, they're folded up. They're normally folded down like on the hopper here. I'm missing the yellow 3mm rod for that, both sides. So that's the major thing that's missing that you can easily see. The only other thing that's missing is, if I can get underneath, is that there's no brake rigging. So there should be some brake rigging under here to represent the rods, and there's none of that because I've run out of black. So yeah, that's the main things that are missing from this car. The rest of the car's complete, even up to the wheels and the roof. Obviously it's missing all the pieces because they're all inside, because obviously there's no point putting the roof on if I'm going to have to put the sides back in once they've been printed. So that's the current status of that car. The next car is the Power Company hopper. This is the first of 3 cars I'm hoping to build. I've got all the transfers for, got all the technical data transfers for them at least, but the name printing and that's going to be done by Brick Sanity at a much later date. Ideally, once I've got all 3 cars built, or at least got all 3 sides ready, sets of sides ready, and they can go off to be printed, and that's that job sorted. In terms of part swaps, this car's only missing a few bits and pieces. It's missing the support stanchions from the ends. It hasn't got any at this end at the moment, and it's also missing the correctly coloured parts underneath, because they're yellows, lime greens and what have you instead of red. And the only other thing is that on this end you can see that you got the support bars, and they're currently topped with gold at the bottom and the top. They need to be changed out for light grey. I have actually got some red flex tube, so I'll probably be doing one car in grey with the grey ends, and then one, and the other 2 probably with red and grey ends. So this will probably be a later car. With the decoration such as that. Lastly, on this back row we come to the caboose. The caboose has been one of the latest additions, and as you can see, it has now started to take on a more complete look with these new transclear tiles on the front, or on the cupola. We're still missing loads of bits and pieces from this model, so the red 1x1 plates, I've actually found a source for those. The tiles in here should be red, the roof should all be red as well. I'm missing those, and we're missing all the walkway and everything else. And the plates here, there's a plate here that these plates should be red, and there's some on the other side that should be red. These little bits should be white, and obviously we're missing those because they should be in black. And then all the end detail, like the ladder and all that sort of stuff, again is missing because I don't own any of the black flex tube needed to do that. The inside again, he's missing some parts. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but you can sort of see there's some beds in there. The bed end is mostly complete with the exception of some tiles for like the blanket. So that sort of portion of the car is complete with the exception of some colour part swaps. This end, where you got the desk and the lighting and that sort of stuff, isn't as complete. There's some flooring missing. The chair that's roughly about here on this side of the car actually. Some of the legs for that are the wrong colour. And then on the far side there's a little sink and a few other bits and pieces, and some of those are missing as well, part because I'm missing the flex tube in the right length, and a few other bits and pieces, so that will probably get done at a later date. And then now we're going to move on to the next layer of all, layer 2. Okay, so layer 2 is now on the shelf, and again we're going from right to left. So we have the Pennsylvania Railroad boxcar. I think this is largely complete in terms of what I'm going to do with it. I might change out the doors, because the doors at the moment, if I can do this properly without breaking the car, have a tan, like dark tan colour door instead of a reddish brown base as they should do, so I might get some swap outs for that. Aside from that though, in terms of parts, this one's complete except for the usual one of the brake rigging, although I have got the brake cylinder and that under there already. Ends are complete, you know. There's not much to say about this car except for the fact it's missing the bogies and the underframe detailing. The transfers I've just got to apply them, but that's not a priority at the moment. I'm probably going to be doing it at a later date. And again, there's no point doing the decals if it's not going to go out to show, so I'm going to leave that as is for now. Moving on to this side, we have the flat car. This is the newest car. I don't think anyone's actually seen this in sort of public yet. And this is actually using, I've had to cobble together this from mostly black. So the mostly black side is actually the opposite side. This is, where's this one? No, this is the second side. So you essentially build like the spine and build the sides separately. The opposite side is actually the one with the most black. This side is actually I've run out of black. I'm just going to substitute any colour parts I have side. So obviously you can see that by the fact that one of these is red. The others in here are red. There's actually some yellow plates in here as well. So the whole car is missing pieces, especially underneath, but thankfully that's hidden. So the other thing missing is the deck. The deck's a variety of colours. I'm hoping for it all to be this sort of like dark bluish grey. Unfortunately, I've again out of parts of that, so I've had to substitute some light bluish grey, some original light grey, and a few other bits and pieces. And the ends are actually in tan, because there's actually a 2x3 plate I've been able to use for that. So it's just a way of getting through. Obviously there's some reddish ones there, reddish brown ones there, and the reddish brown can actually be used to represent a sort of like soiled one, if you like, whereas the ones like tan and dark tan, so there's some dark tan at the back there, can be used to represent new or almost new wood. Because obviously they didn't really treat the decks of their flat cars with any preservatives, and they weren't that well treated either, so replacements were common-ish. But that's the state of the flat car. In terms of loads, we've actually got one of the little tractors. I've actually built this in grey. There's a few pieces that I've had to substitute. So the little funnel here, little tube, that's actually a 3L bar instead of a 2.5 stud long piece of flex tube. So that doesn't look too out of place to me, so I'm going to keep it as is. The lights as well, I've had to use gold, like the pearl gold ones, because I actually didn't have enough in black. So I've been able to do the rear ones in black, but not those. And in actual fact, I might take off the black ones because not every model had them. So I'm aiming for like a 1930s sort of style D4 rather than the 1950s one, those models. So a few changes like that, you know, modified to suit the customer sort of thing. So, and I might even change the lights around, so they're not on the top, they're on the sides, because I have seen a few photos with them like that, probably as an aftermarket one. So you could probably say that it's been delivered as customer modified, or customer requested to be modified with the lights on the side rather than the top. And that might be done so the farmer or whoever's using it has got better clearance. Because obviously those lights are also blocking that light, and it also means that you get better light dispersion if on the sides as well. And the thing that's actually upside down is actually the start of a black hopper car. So you can sort of see the red one there, and this is a black one, which is essentially the same, it's just in black. This one has got like the bogies, mostly complete reception of some of the side detailing. The body, you can sort of see, is barely there, there's barely anything to it. And obviously I can't really do much progress on this because I'm probably going to be missing a load of parts of the inside. But yeah, that's the progress on all the BMR cars for now. And hopefully I can make some more progress soon. So that's it for this video, and hopefully I'll see you later.